Good morning, FlossTube. This is Becky, Socks for Mom. It's been a bit since I've been here. I have found that I cannot record with my husband in the house. I think many of you feel the same way. You need to have that privacy. And I had been laying out everything I wanted to talk to you about on my dining room table. And he just kept saying, record while I'm watching football, and I just can't. I'm really self-conscious about that. Amy loves toads, says hi to her husband when he walks through and doesn't skip a beat, miss a beat, but I'm more like the kind of wife that'll say, get out of here, I'm trying to record. So anyways, Don hopped out to go to town, and so I have a few minutes before he gets back. In the summertime, he's outside a lot working on the land, but it's winter now, so he hasn't been cutting grass. Anyways, a lot of that just to tell you hi. It's good to be back. I've been following all of you on Instagram and watching FlossTube. A lot's happened since I have been here. And if you're new, welcome. This FlossTube is mostly about cross stitch, a little bit about life, a little bit about knitting, and I really want to throw in some quilting this year. I really am feeling the desire to get back to quilting. So welcome, and let me show you what I have been up to. In November, that's Kenzie. In November, I was shopping with a friend, and we were at that home goods store, and I found, let me get it set up. I found this frame, and I was struck with an idea. Here's the frame. See, it's got 4 clips right there. And I immediately started thinking about what I can do with that. Over the last 3 years, that's how long I've been back to stitching. Over the last 3 years, I have discovered that I have a lot of whips. I've only been doing this 3 years, and I have, I think, 31 whips, and I cannot, that is driving me absolutely crazy. I sign up for every stitch along there is, any bright and shining thing that comes by, I'm quick to start it, and I just can't do that. I didn't do that with knitting, and I kept my knitting under control, but I'm just out of control. But in November, I found this board, and I came up with a plan. Let me set it up. The first thing, while I'm setting it up, one of these clips will be for a sampler. One of the clips is for something I started in Mania last year. Another clip is for a small. And the last clip is for seasonal, because I'd like to have some seasonal things up. And this is what I set up in November. So I put Sara Redfern on there. I put Cooper by Kathy Barrick. I need to stand up. I put this cute little kit that I got for this pillow that I've seen a lot of you do. And I put Reindeer Games that I had already started. Kenzie, you can't go out, baby. Come lay down. And I finished all of those. So my plan was not to start anything until these were finished. And as one of them finished, that gave me time, of course, to work on the things that needed more stitching. And I just kept doing that until they were all done. And that gave me a lot of satisfaction because I had something seasonal done, I had a small done, I got one of my Mania things crossed off, and a sampler. Now I have to tell you, this weekend, I kind of organized some pictures on my computer. And I had a category for my sampler wall. I had a category for my house wall of just things with houses on it. I had a patriotic wall. And these are things I already own and kits most of them were kitted up. And I had 13 samplers, I think, possibly more. And I thought, I need to get under control. So it was really good for me to lay that out and see what I had, and I could kind of plan ahead, which was really good, and that will help my budget a lot. So let me show you what I finished. My first I sent off to Total Framing, and this is Sara Redfern. Now, Terry and Sherry, they are superb at Total Framing. They said that normally they only send 3 pictures of frames. I think that would go with this. And this time they picked out 5 because there were so many and they were undecided. And it was a hard process, but I consulted my friend Pat, and I talked to my friends at Guild. Particularly I talked to Michelle Cozy Egg and Karen, and they really helped me narrow it down, and we decided that this really needed to have a simple frame. Otherwise your eye would be drawn away from the sampler itself because of the ornate border there. And I really, really like it. I wonder if you could see the distressing going on in it. It's really pretty, and it's so lightweight. It was very reasonably priced, and I'm getting ready to mail them something else. So there you go again, Sara Redfern. It is stitched on the called for linen, which I don't have the pattern here, and I can't remember. I'm sure I've said on Instagram. I used all of the called for colors except this is chocolate. It's Belle Soie and needlepoint silks. And I didn't want brown leaves and all that. So I ended up turning everything that would have been chocolate inside here. I changed it to tortoise shell by Belle Soie. So it's all done in silks, and I just love it. And that's Sara Redfern. And hold on just one moment. Hold please. I need to let the dog out. Let me get back to my board. I'm so sorry. I'm really out of practice, as you can see. So the next thing I worked on was Cooper. And this was the mania that my friend Vicky had challenged me to get done. So here is Cooper by Kathy Barrick. I expect it would have been absolutely stunning in silks, but I did mine in DMC. And here is Cooper. Let's see if I hide my face. If I hide my face, I think it focuses on Cooper instead. So I love Cooper. Cooper is so quirky, and I just have discovered that I think I am a Kathy Barrick girl fan, big time, because I have so many of her patterns, and I like samplers, but I also like quirky crazy. So Cooper is a Cooper Hawk, and Cooper's getting ready to be put in an envelope and sent to Fairfax, Virginia, where Sherry and Terry can work their magic on Cooper. Okay, so the next thing I did, but I have not fully finished it, is this pillow. I really need to sit down and get this done. I love this. And I've got the backing, I've got the trim, I have everything to finish it up. It is called Bouquet 1813. It was a kit by Samplers Not Forgotten. When I got it, I thought this was actually a ribbon on the pillow, but it's not. It's a lot of stitching to look like a ribbon. So I can't wait to sew that up. I really need to just sit down and get it done. And the last thing I finished was another capybaric. And this is Reindeer Games. And I started this a couple Christmases ago. I really fell in love with all these teeny tiny houses down there. So here is Reindeer Games. I'm really sorry. I'm going to complain about the lighting because I've never recorded in here and I didn't want to turn or spend any time setting up because I was afraid my husband would come home, then I wouldn't do this. Because let me show you the houses again because I just love them. They're so cute. So that will be fun to put out next Christmas. So I was really sold on this. This really worked for me. And then along came this thing called Whipco that Jessica Marie Does Stuff started. And I made out my Whipco board, which is a basically a bingo board. And the numbers are called each month and you work on those items. And I kind of manipulated it to reflect my focus board. So I don't know if Whipco is going to work for me because I have found that I want to stitch on what I want to stitch on and I don't want to feel like somebody's, I want it to be my decision, I guess. So let me show you what I picked for this next round. All right, here it is. And I've been working on Crowned Bird for quite some time, as you may know. Michelle Cozy Egg, Rachel Stitch and Be Well. We're in the same guild, and we started this. I'm sure you've heard Michelle tell the story because Paulette designed it for our guild back in 2015, and she was coming in last September, and we wanted to have it finished, but we did not. I actually had her sign mine, and she did put some stitches in it for me. So I've been working on that as my sampler. This HL Moth I started in Mania, and I pulled it out to work on it. This I have had, the Abecedarian series I have had for quite a while. The Summer Schoolhouse designed by Brenda Gervais. I really want to have all of these in a bowl on my dining room table. And I'm going to do it this year. So those will be my smalls all year. And then this little pillow by Lottie Da, Merry Christmas, I picked up at Christmas time when I saw Country Sampler put it up in their newsletter. And I started that. I was working on it Christmas. And I'm just going to continue to work on it till it's done. So let me show those. Those are my whips. So first up is Crowned Bird in the bag that I made for the three of us. I I ran out of 2 colors, so I did not iron these. So I'm stalled on it for right now until they're actually arriving today, I believe. Let me stand up. But here's my house. And I'm working on the bursts over here. If you see that row, that 3rd row down, I used the wrong color. So I'm gonna have to pick it out. The green is glorious. I love this color green. It's an MPI silk, but I ran out and there's green all across down there. Of course, the Tudor roses, because we're the Tudor Rose Guild. I'm using Belle Soie Tulip. It called for Sister Scarlet, and my Sister Scarlet was pink. Just gonna look and see if I had it, but I don't. And I'm so glad I'm finally using this green here. It's pretty bright. And I kept thinking they made a mistake putting it in there. And I see this is the only part that's green, so I'm working on that. So hope to be finished with that sometime next month, maybe. It'll be nice to have it framed and done. So that's Crowned Bird. What is next was my mania. And my mania in the butterfly bag I made for it. I'm getting lots of messages. This is HL Moth by Kathy Barrick. I'm also doing this in DMC. I didn't show you my thread keep on the other one. I started making thread keeps thanks to Brenda and Laura. And this is the little one. I don't know if that's focusing. She's a needle worker. Michelle, my friend Michelle sent me this image and I need to send her one of these. The colors, they're really pretty. And here is HL Moth. I'm stitching it on Havana, which is the called for. It's pretty. And I'm enjoying that. Need to pause this and go let the little Westie in. Okay, I changed it some in front of the light. You don't need to know that. I'm gonna edit all this out. All right, so that was HL Moth. The colors again. And that was all in DMC. So that was my mania. And then the next one is the Abecedarian series. This is lesson 1. I'm just going to show all of them to you. But I'm not going to take them out. Lesson 2. Lesson 3. I actually think there's 5 pillows. And lesson 4. So they're worked on Leuphana 1/1. I'm using them in the called for over dies, and it's slow going, but there's also something very satisfying about, stand up, about working this. Whoops, there we go. Kenzie, come here, baby. Can you see it? 1/1. I'm enjoying that. I will confess I have to be in the mood for it, but when I'm in the mood for it, I don't want to stop. So I do plan on getting all of those done. And like I said, I'm going to continue on my focus board, and I won't move on. This will always be on my focus board till they're done, and I'm fully expecting them to take the full year to do it. And the last thing on my focus board is the seasonal. Which is the Merry Pillow. Now, I will confess that I got on that suffragette bandwagon. My friend Pat and I had planned to start it Christmas Day or January 1st. I can't remember which one. Pat, I had so many problems with it. It is so in timeout. I don't know if it's ever going to come out. First, I didn't like the color of the linen, so I coffee tea dyed it, and I liked the color of the linen. Then I couldn't find a white that worked. I tried 4 different whites. And then when I was finally settled on a white, I realized that my alphabet was, I had not skipped down 2 spaces. I was gonna just let it fly, but I went over to the other side and I started on the other side, fresh and clean, and that time I made my alphabet too short after I had stitched the wreath, the everything, and I said, forget it. There's no way I'm gonna pull out these many stitches. So it's in timeout, and my seasonal went back to the Merry Christmas Pillow. Here it is again. It's by La-Di-Da. And I really like the way it is set up in this bowl. And I plan to duplicate that. I like the old Christmas balls with the greenery and a little snowflake back there, or picks, whatever, and I will do it this way. And it is charted for all DMC. So just before I went to Colorado, when I started this, I made myself a little Santa keep. I'm not sure these are showing up. Ugh, can't make it focus. Anyways, that's the Santa keep. These are the colors. There's only 5 colors in this. And this is what I have so far. And I'm enjoying that. I've seen some people decide to frame it instead of make it into a pillow. So those are my whips. Now I have other stuff to talk about. The forest fires in Australia are absolutely horrible. Are they forest fires? I guess they're bush fires. I'm used to forest fires being from Colorado, and I know what it's like to live through that with the constant smoke, the fear. So my heart really went out to them. And when Nicola offered a pattern from Hands Across the Sea, I jumped on it and bought it. It is, all the proceeds go to the two brigades that are fighting the fires down there. I believe the U.S. has sent firefighters over too. It's a sweet little Australian sampler, which I understand are hard to find those. I watched Vanna, the Twisted Stitcher, and I'm going to do her conversion whenever I get around to doing it. It's more toned down. It's the same colors, but they're toned down in DMC. And this is in, I'm not sure I ever showed you guys this bag, but this is Tulip Ink. I have my little Westie zipper pull on it. And this is what I did with my crown, with my Funky Bird by Paula Anna. Just put it on the back of this bag. So I don't know when I will start this. It's not very big. The linen is only this big, with 3 inches around. But I will do that at some point. And also Acorns Thread was giving out a free pattern called Aussie Friends. And I believe she is going to donate every time you stitch this and hashtag it. So I'll make a little pillow out of that. Should have announced all this at the end. And the other thing is something I'm very excited about. Is this Coming to America. That Brenda Gervais is going to be doing. Sign-ups are this summer. Super excited about that. And I also want to think of some kind of other Mayflower thing. I like the idea of starting something on the date that they left and Leiden, and finish it the day they landed at on the rock, which became Plymouth. I like that. I'm gonna scope some out. Okay, next up, what have I been doing? I have been busy, sewing, watching Brenda and Laura. We're all finding inspiration. You got Brenda and Laura, you guys are enabling us big time. And when they started talking about one of the laws is you have to have a thread keep, I started making thread keeps, and I've just had a blast with that. And last year I did a seasonal bag club where people signed up, and I sent them 4 bags throughout the seasons. This year I wanted to do a sampler bag club, and my intention was the 4 samplers I really want to get done this year I was going to make a bag for and a thread keep, but that plan has been changed a little bit. But I did when oh, poo, I don't have the picture. I'm gonna have to show you, so hold on a minute. I have to go get Isabella Fox. I'll be right back. So Isabella Fox was supposed to start January 1st, and Laura and Brenda did a lot of getting us excited about it. So I decided that my first bag for the club was going to be the Isabella Fox bag. Let me show you the picture. And then Saltbox Stitcher showed hers. And then Nicole's Needlework showed hers. And I love Adam and Eve samplers, and I love this. So I got mine, had it kitted up, probably in November or whenever they started talking about it. And I'm doing it in all the overdyes that it calls for. And I'll show you all I've done so far. I believe it's on, I believe this is 40 count cocoa. My friend Vanessa's getting this bag and she's already finished Isabella Fox. So she's finished it before she even gets the bag. There's a reason Vanessa's called Flame Fingers, people. Trust me, I know. Okay, so that's all I have on Isabella Fox. Here are all the beautiful called fors. And when I saw that it was using Buckeye Scarlet, boy, I fell right there because Buckeye Scarlet is definitely one of my favorite reds. It was in Sally Spencer. I used it in Sally Spencer. See if you can see some of the other colors. Beautiful colors. And this is the Thread Keep. It's the tree from Isabella Fox. Not sure how close I could go in. And I have put a little tree charm on it. And that is the Isabella Thread Keep. I'm going to continue to make these in the Etsy shop. And I do have a few more openings in the club. I had originally started by saying I would only take 25. So many people keep emailing me that I decided to open it up larger and have it be a quarterly club. So once again, Isabella Fox. Beautiful sampler. So I would like to finish her before the next bag comes out. And I'm excited to say that Brenda and Laura are going to collaborate for me. And Brenda's going to pick a sampler, I'm sure with Laura's help, from the market releases that are coming out. And that will be our next bag. And Laura, I'm sure with Brenda's help, will pick the fabric for the next bag. And then I will make the thread keep, of course, using a motif from whatever they pick out and get those bags made. So that's really exciting. I'm looking forward. So I'm sure you want to see the bag, right? I kind of fell down a French General rabbit hole. This is the bag. It is French General Chaffacari, and I've gone hog wild behind all the fabrics. I want all of the fabrics in this series, and it's red, of course, and it's super cute, if I do say so myself. So even, well, you know, I was gonna say, even if you're not stitching Isabella Fox, you can put all your other red stuff in this. Or Vanessa, you can put your red stuff in it since you're done with Isabella Fox, you stinker. Okay, so I've been very busy sewing. What else is on my agenda? Let's see here. Okay. Every morning when I get up, I have my quiet time, spend some time. I'm actually listening to a series on Hebrews right now because I'm getting ready to teach that. And I work on His eye is on the sparrow, or as we so affectionately call it, that thing on the wall. So I'm working on that, And this I really want done this year. So I put a good hour into that every morning, and I will until it's done. And I've got a long way, but this is about what I have done. I have 3 pages, I think, done, 4 pages maybe. And I'm getting ready to make myself a thread keep with this crazy cow on it. So you can look for those in my shop. It's big. I'll put this over our king size bed when I'm done. Folding it this way, like I'm supposed to. But I will confess, I usually fold it the other way because I like to see it on the other side of the vinyl. Okay, the other thing that I work on Friday night, off the grid. Put your party pants on. Stitching starts at 6 o'clock and ends at midnight. I have been working on, let's see if I have a picture of it, Hawk Run Hollow, the village of Hawk Run Hollow. Can't find a picture. Oh, picture's on the front. The village of Hawk Run Hollow. I would like to have this finished this year too. This is stitched on sand dune, I think, whatever it's called for. And I have a mixture of silks and DMC because what I'm doing, I want to build my silk collection. So when I'm stitching a block, when I get the threads for a block, I look forward, and if that same silk is used on the next block, I go ahead and buy it. And I do that with each block. So I'm sure by the end of this, the whole bottom's going to be in silks. So it will be luminous and shining down here and duller up here. I don't have all these done. I started out doing a block a month, and it was time to move to the next block, so I never finished the shore. So I was working on the next block, and it was time to start the other block, and I never finished the Weeping Willows. This block I finished, and I think it took 3 months. Look at all that stitching. And now I'm working on Opal's boarding house. And I just enjoy this, and I look forward to Fridays because of it. I look forward to working on it then. So I'll continue to do that however long it takes me. I'm just enjoying it. And I'm sure some Friday nights I won't even be home. And that is in my original bag that got me started in the bag making business, the Houndstooth box. I loved that fabric, and it was discontinued. I was really sad. So I'm keeping track of everything in this book of years, book of days. I'm really trying to be more laid back this year. I went overboard, I think, last year in the magical stitches and felt this obsessiveness coming out of me. And then I started clocking my time, and it was the same thing. And then my friend Robert said in the stitch along that
old men are done wilder.
hold please. Okay, I just have 2 more things and then I will call this a wrap. My husband just called, said he's on his way home. My nose looks really red. Okay, what's coming up for me? I'm going to continue to work on the Isabella Fox stitch along with everybody who's doing it. The other thing I'm going to be doing, Lisa, Kindred Stitcher, and I have been talking about, we're actually gonna, we picked a sampler and we're gonna swap bags because I make the kind I make and she makes a different kind. And I would love to have a bag made by somebody else instead of just mine. But I really think that would be fun for both of us. So we're going to be working on Susan Rambo. And I just have one little flower done, so I'm not going to even show it to you. Mine is on 40 count something. I don't remember what it was. Lisa is doing hers in the silks and they will be absolutely stunning. I'm doing mine in the DMC. She's using the pattern from, I always get the name wrong, Sampler and Needlework Quarterly, I think. That magazine that went out of print, and mine, I just bought it. I like this because I think the roses, some of them look like Tudor roses, and I'm all about the Tudor roses, as we know. So I need to get busy and figure out what fabric I'm going to use for her. So that will be fun. I'm looking forward to that, Lisa. So I've got that coming up, and that is it, except for a little bit of stash acquisition I want to talk about. As I told you, I fell way down the Chaff collection by French General. So I found this pattern that I love. I think it'll be perfect for sock bags, for knitting socks. You know, I like to knit socks, or I think they're smaller than they actually look. I'll find out. But you need a charm pack and you need a couple fat quarters for the side of the bag. So I've got that to look forward to. And the other thing that I found is this pincushion pattern by Chaff. And you need a charm pack for that. And I actually bought the mini charm pack. I'm not sure if I use a mini charm pack, but I've got the mini charm pack. And I've got this regular charm pack. See those? I love them. So pretty. So pretty. Can't ever go wrong with French General. Well, as if that wasn't enough, I bought this French General needle roll. I think I got this at Missouri Star, and I see they are all out now. And what I put inside, I put these red sulky threads for some red work. I haven't put anything in the needle case. I haven't put anything in that. I put this really cute ruler I got from a friend over Christmas. Thanks, Charlene. And help you count stitches. And I got this really fun needle wax from another friend. Thanks, Barb. And I would just like to pick your brain. If you know what I can put inside this or what people carry in these needle cases, needle notions things, I would love to know. I don't really know what to put in here, but that's what I put in. So I got that. For Christmas, my mom gave me, well, I sent her the link. There was a quilt. There was a quilt that was on Country Sampler's newsletter. I got a quilt roll for a table runner from Country Sampler. It's kind of in the muted Christmas colors. My table's a disaster. If I pick up something and I find it, I'll show you it. And the other thing I got from hubby, or requested from hubby, was this Blackbird design book, Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer Day? And this little sampler right there is what I really want to do, that house. I love that house. And that's Adam and Eve. And it was taken, I believe, from this sampler. That's the original. And the other thing in this book is a sewing box. Called Eve's Pen Keep. And I thought there was something with a flower on it. Not seeing it. Yeah. There's this pin cushion or pillow. Darling Buds of May. So I ordered the kit for this house right up here. I ordered the kit from Country Samplers. And here it came. Trying to see what the red is. I haven't opened it yet. It's a small house, so that'll be fun to do. I'd like to do it in February. Let's see. It's on 32 count Winter's Brew linen, so it should probably go pretty fast. So the other thing I'll show you real fast, I feel like I've shown you a bazillion things and I've taken all your time up. It's been a long time. I've just done a little bit of knitting. I did not get my Christmas socks done, but I'm halfway done on the other one. And hopefully I'll finish it in January. One thing I realized, and I found out this Christmas, was that Allison, my daughter, and Dawn really, really, really miss getting hand knit socks for Christmas every year. So In fact, my Grinch socks may have stayed in Colorado, my last year's Christmas socks, because somebody kept wearing them, and somebody finally said, Mom, I think I'm just gonna keep these until you make me some socks. She said it in jest, but of course I'm such a softie, my heart said, oh, go ahead, you can have them. So I really do need to knit again. I need to knit socks, I need to finish my shawls. So I love wearing shawls. I think that I've got several that I'm working on, and some in the works, some that are being planned. I think that is all I have to tell you. I know it's been kind of disjointed and there's been a lot of information in it, but I've missed you guys. I hope to get better about this year. Enjoy your stitching. Enjoy every minute, every day. Take joy in the things that are around you, because I think we overlook them sometimes when we get very introspective. So take care, count 3 things joy every day. You'll find them. Just look. Bye.